Sounds like your childhood up to your youth was a very like tumultuous period.
Tumultuous. Timothy Tumultuous. Timothy Tumultuous.
That's what they call you.
Tumultuous McCray. Tumultuous Paul McCray. Because black people don't like to talk about their trauma in front of other people, I guess.
Aren't there a lot of black people with trauma?
Yeah, there's a lot of black people with trauma, but I don't think they talk about it.
Oh.
You know?
Why is that?
Out there, I don't know. I mean, it's just like there's this like part of the black stereotype is that black people don't go to therapy.
Oh, that's true. I've heard of it.
Yeah. So.
Tim, you know how they say black don't crack?
Black don't crack. That's right.
I can't believe you're in your 50s.
I'm 53, bro.
Yeah, you look like you're in your 30s.
I do?
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
I saw a lady who's 46 who's dating a 32-year-old yesterday. She was black.
Really?
Tim is a very talented ex-New Yorker comedian / actor. Is that right, Tim?
That is correct.
You started out as an acting school. Which one was it again?
I went to two schools. I went to a school called PCPA, Pacific Conservatory of the Performing Arts in Santa Maria. And I went to the Theater Academy at Los Angeles City College.
Wait, were you born in LA?
I was born in New York City.
Oh, in Brooklyn?
Manhattan. Spanish Harlem. Yeah.
Spanish Harlem, right.
Spanish Harlem.
And then when did you come over to LA?
I moved to LA. I moved to California in 2003.
Oh, it's a while ago.
But I've been living in LA for about 11 years. I lived in Santa Cruz, Monterey area.
Gotcha.
I lived up there for about 9 years.
Gosh, how was that?
It was wonderful, man. Some amazing people I met, still friends with till this day.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely beautiful, but slow. It's just.
Were you doing comedy? Or?
No, not a lot going on. Well, I mean, I started dabbling in comedy, but I didn't really start taking it serious until July of 2022.
Gotcha.
Where I was, doing open mics and getting on stage every day.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Was it always your dream to do comedy?
It was always my dream to do stand-up. Yeah. Yeah.
Before acting, or?
Yep, before acting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the acting was kind of more of a side passion, or?
The acting was something that I came across it. I guess when I was a kid, I used to do sketches and stuff like that, and I was always like a class clown. I was always performing in some type of capacity.
Yeah.
But
oh, you're a class clown, right?
Yeah.
Were you a theater kid? You were doing
yeah. I would say I was a theater kid. Yeah, I would say that.
You were doing at Death Noodles. You were doing like a Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, I was working on a Shakespeare joke. Yeah.
Did you memorize it when you were a kid?
No, I memorized it when I was in school. When I went to those conservatory programs.
Man, I can't believe you have to memorize those like big blocks of text like that.
Well, I mean, any actor has to memorize. You're always going to have to memorize some type of text. But that's why you work through it. You work through it.
That was pretty awesome.
Thank you. I'm a work in progress.
Gotcha. All right. By the way, now that we're talking about Death Noodles, I've heard some shit.
Uh-oh.
Because you've been hosting there for a while now.
I've been hosting there for about 2 months, I think. Maybe something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can bleep this out. If we can bleep anything out, Tim, but...
Yeah.
You get along with everybody?
Do I get along with everybody?
Yeah.
I get along with everyone there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
All right, because Boo was saying some stuff about...
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Oh. I know. I just remember him telling me that he would no longer be coming around there, and he didn't care to elaborate. He elaborated somewhat, but there wasn't anything like I'm doing. He didn't name names. He didn't say this person did this, that person did that.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So there's no bad blood.
No.
All right.
No. You mean between me? You mean myself? You mean me?
Yeah.
I mean, I can only I can only say if there's bad blood between myself and some other. I have no.
Gotcha.
Just myself and my mom. That's the only person I have bad blood with, and she's dead. So, and I don't know where my dad is, so I would have bad blood with him.
Where's your dad?
I don't know.
What do you mean? He left?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Oh, when you were born, you didn't.
Oh, when I was a kid. Yeah. So him and my mom, they never got along. I think my dad was he was obviously cheating on my mom because he had a whole nother family.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, they didn't get along, and there was a point in time where supposedly my mom tried to poison my dad.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with your mom?
For a short period of time, up until about the age of 6.
And then?
And then I went to a foster care facility. I went to a foster home.
What? Really? Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
was it alright?
Foster care. No, it was awful. It was
Why?
terrible. I mean, because I was sexually assaulted. I was sexually abused.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I guess people don't really talk about it in their comedy material, their dark childhood and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, when I'm on stage, I mean, I try to talk about those things because I couldn't, I mean, my situation was kind of crazy. I was being sexually abused by other kids that were there because I was one of the smallest ones there. I mean, I was in this foster care facility with I was literally one of the smallest people there.
Yeah.
I was a 6-year-old kid whose mom almost tried to kill him.
Your mom?
Yeah. And
wait, why?
Because she was mentally unstable. My mom. She was an alcoholic and she was mentally unstable.
This was all in New York?
Yeah, this was in New York. Yeah. Yeah. And then when I eventually told my counselor about it, then the adults started abusing me.
Which adults?
A few. One of my counselors, and then I had a lady that would I lived in this facility where it was just a bunch of kids. It almost seemed like there was just a bunch of kids that nobody wanted.
Oh, God.
And on the weekends, this lady would take me out. She would rent me out. She would take me out like a library book. You know what I'm saying? She would take me out Friday and she'd bring me back on Sunday, and I would sleep in the bed with her. And
who's this?
And this lady would take. I was 7 years old, man. I don't remember her name. I even tried to. I mean, for the life of me, if I trust me, man, I remember the psychiatrist. I mean, I remember the psychiatrist's name. I remember the counselor who abused me. I remember some of the individuals that did. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, crazy shit.
And then junior high and high school,
junior high school. I came back home. After 3 years, I came back home, and I came back home and got involved in a boys' club, and I acted out a couple of times in public school. So they ended up putting me in a special ed school. I was in a couple of special education schools. I was in some pretty fucked up schools.
In New York?
Yeah, in New York. Yeah. I was in a psychiatric school on this little island called Ward's Island, where it's the same place where they have the state hospital, the mental state hospital, and it's on this little island. But I went to this little school there, right? And it was one of these places. It was a special education school, and it was one of these types of places where if a fight broke out in school, if a fight broke out in the classroom, the teacher would press a button and people would come in with a straitjacket and take you away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, which island is
It was called Ward's Island. There used to be a school on Ward's Island.
Dang.
Yeah. Right in the East River. Right near the Tri-Borough Bridge.
Is it next to that other island? which is like Long Island.
Like Randall's Island.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. There's a huge state building there. If you're driving on the Triborough Bridge, and if you're driving on the Triborough Bridge going from like where the Triborough Bridge is on 125th Street, driving like into Queens, you drive over it. You know.
Did you take the bus?
No, I had a short yellow bus come and pick me up every day.
Dang.
Yeah.
But what was it? Just mostly because of your behavior in the class?
My behavior in class, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you didn't have any like disabilities.
No, other than that, I was a pretty good kid, and I was active in the boys' club, and people thought I was a pretty smart kid.
Yeah.
They every year in the city of New York, they do a test where they take kids from all the boys' clubs in New York City, and they put them like in this big auditorium, and it's a huge test, and it's about 5,000 kids, and the top I think like the top 500 kids, they give a scholarship.
Oh shit!
They give them a scholarship to a school, and so I took the test. My brother took the test, and my neighbor, this kid, one of my best friends growing up as a kid, this kid Felix Montanez, he ended up taking the test, and I did really well. I scored in the top, like my brother, myself, and my neighbor. We all scored like in the top, like 50.
Oh, dang!
And so we had like a plethora of schools to go and look at, and literally from like that moment, it was life changing. I ended up going to a school. It could have been life changing, I should say. I ended up going to a school called Choate Rosemary Hall in Wallingford, Connecticut.
What? Really?
Yeah, have you heard of it?
Well, you went to Choate?
Yeah, I was telling you that before. I told you that before when you told me that you said you lived in the same town. Yeah, next to yeah.
What?
Yeah. But so I got a full ride to Choate through the boys' club, and but I just couldn't adapt, man. I went there. I was like one of two black kids. I lasted maybe a year. I ended up lasting. I ended up lasting a year. My brother never went. My brother, he had a choice of going to a couple of schools. I had a choice of going to a few schools. One was like Avon Old Farms. Another one was like Andover.
Holy shit.
But I ended up choosing Choate, and it was just like as a kid, you try to keep up with the Joneses. I went from my mom trying to kill me at 6 to a foster care facility where I was sexually assaulted, and to going back home and dealing with that shit because the abuse was still there. It just wasn't as bad. And I tried as hard as I possibly could to make it work at Choate, and I just couldn't. It I wasn't challenged. It wasn't that it was challenging academically. It was challenging psychologically. And I worked in restaurants where I had to like talk to people and describe food on the menu and deliver their food, and describe wine and open up wine bottles. All high on crack.
But this was a while ago.
Yeah, this is a while ago, yeah.
How long did you go for?
3 years.
Holy shit! That's a long ass time.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Wait, which one?
Which one? What?
Which prison?
Oh, there were a couple, but the one that I ended up at was a medium facility called Groveland.
It's in California?
No, New York. This is in New York.
Oh, this was a while ago then.
Yeah.
You were in your
20s. Oh God, yeah. I was in my 20s. My 20s going into because I celebrated 30 in prison.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I turned 30 in prison.
Was it kind of a really bad, like terrible time?
No.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it like? You don't have to talk about it.
It was it was interesting. Like everybody that you spend your whole life avoiding, they were there. You know what I'm saying? You know how like you know what I'm saying? You know how like you avoid certain motherfuckers your whole life. You spend your whole life avoiding certain. Well, that's where they end up. That's where they are, doing push-ups and shit.
What would they do? Push up.
Oh man, everybody works out.
That's good.
That's the only shit to do, man. You know, everybody's in bed by 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers getting 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? They giving criminals fucking.
That's good.
You know, they putting criminals to bed at 10 o'clock at night. Everybody's getting 8 hours of sleep. Well, most people getting 8 hours of sleep. But and people are exercising, eating shitty food, or you know, if you have money, you know, you can, you know, but
Wait, what? Why does money make a difference?
Yeah, because you can buy stuff from the store that you don't have to eat their food. You know, you can buy you can buy your own food and prepare your own food.
You can buy food in prison?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where would you store it?
They have lockers. I mean, they have like, you know, you store your stuff with you. I mean, but it would never be like anything like refrigerated. Nothing you would have to refrigerate or anything like that, but
they have shitty food in prison?
Yeah, the food's not good in prison. Most prisons, the food is. I mean, it all depends on where you're at. And it all depends on what you do when you're in prison. Because, like, if you're in prison, see, like, when I was in prison, I worked in a mess hall. So I ate different. You know what I'm saying? Food was a little better. And then not only that, but we would pay the officers and we would steal food. And the officers would let us steal it and we'd pay them. And sometimes we didn't pay them and we would just steal it. And we just bring the food back and we would prepare ourselves, you know.
What kind of stuff did you eat?
Ground beef, sometimes some steak, pasta, rice.
That's not bad.
Beans. Yeah.
Is it kind of like the movie Shawshank Redemption?
No, they were in a max prison. My prison from like an aerial view, a helicopter view, my prison looked like a college campus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the dorms were open. We lived in dorms. We didn't live in cells. So some of the dorms even looked like houses.
Right.
And then there was like a campus. Some people went to school. They had closed it when I was there, but years before, at the same prison, they had a bowling alley there.
Oh, really?
You know, so, and and it's a huge campus, and it's a medium prison, and they're allowed to like, you know, they let people move kind of freely, more or less freely, all around campus because usually everybody that's at a medium prison has a date.
A date?
Yeah, which means they have a date to go.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so a lot of people don't want to jeopardize that.
Right.
You know, that's why I always prefer prison instead of jail. There's a big difference.
Gotcha.
You know, prison is where you get sentenced. You get sentenced over a year. 1 day over a year, you go to prison. Anything a year and under, you stay in the county. But like in the county, a lot of people, everybody's trying to make a name for themselves. Whereas in prison, people are situated, you know, especially in medium prison. Everybody's trying to go home, you know, unless you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Most people are trying to go home.
Why would you want to make a name for yourself in comedy?
Because you don't want people to fuck with you. You don't want people to fuck with you when you go to prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's weird.
And a lot of times, like, you know, when you're in prison, you know, when you're in jail with people. You're in jail with people who are still fighting their cases. You know what I'm saying? So but when you go to prison, everybody's been sentenced in prison. Right. You know?
They can't. They're not option.
So people know where they stand. Yeah. You know, unless you got life, then you're going to be wild because you want to make a name for yourself because you're going to be here forever till you die. You know what I'm saying?
Was there lifers there?
Now, in my prison, there were some lifers.
Oh man!
But the lifers that were there had already did 25 years in a max. Right. And as a reward for them having good behavior, they move them down to a medium. But the moment they fucked up, they send them back to a max. So they don't really have to worry about them. You know what I'm saying?
Were they like murderers or something?
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Were they like, but have they become like different?
Yeah, like rehabilitated or fucking, they don't want to be, you know, I mean, a max prison is wild.
Oh, dang.
You know?
What did you spend most of your time doing?
What did I spend my time doing? I smoked a lot of weed.
Did you smoke weed?
No. I don't miss those days.
It sounds like your childhood up to your youth was a very like tumultuous period.
Tumultuous. Timothy Tumultuous. Timothy Tumultuous.
That's what they call you.
Tumultuous McCray. Tumultuous Paul McCray. Tumultuous. Tumultuous. Oh my God. That is my new name. Tumultuous. Tumultuous Paul.
But see, you seem like such a chill, like non-drug related person.
Yeah, I mean, you make, man, you evolve. I would like to think that as you get older, your priorities change. Your thought process changes. Yeah. Honestly, a large part of it is I'm waiting for a settlement right now.
Oh yeah, you told us.
So I'm just waiting for a phone call, man. I'm just waiting for a counter offer. I'm just waiting. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for a counter offer, and it's crazy because the money is not for me anyway. It's not. I'm not designing it to set me up for life. I'm designing it to take me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I do want to get back out there. I do want to hit more mics. I do want to do more shows. I want to, I want to hit the road. I want to audition, and I can't do that if I got to work.
Yeah.
So when I do get this money, I'm going to let it work for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Tim. What happened again with the settlement? Or what is the?
What is the settlement? Oh, it's from the sexual assaults.
Ah.
Yeah, it's from the sexual assaults. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're gonna win.
Huh?
Did you win?
Yeah, the settlement is. Yeah, I mean, we're in mediation already, and so there's a party. I had a deposition last year, and there's a party that wants to concede, and so they took an offer, and I put an offer out, and I'm just waiting for their counter offer.
Gotcha.
And that's it.
I'm sorry, was it related to the foster care?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So there's some serious shit thing.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the counter offer. That's all I'm waiting for. I check my phone like I don't even know. I check my phone a couple times a day, just waiting because I'm ready. I'm ready to.
This might be a private question, but
yes.
What's the amount? If you see somebody like something like that.
What do you mean? What's the amount that I'm asking for? Well, I asked for a low to mid 7 figures.
Gotcha.
Is what I asked for, and I'm waiting for a counter offer now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So whatever the counter offer is, I'll probably take it because that'll put me in a position to move on to my next phase. Which is I just want to get back into school. I want to get back, not school, but I want to get back into my acting coach and just audition. I want to spend my days just hitting mics and auditioning. That's it.
I feel like it will set you up for life because you don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, as far as like, yeah. Like it'll put me. Yes. Yeah.
I hope you get it, Tim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Can't wait.
Man.
Yes.
Are you is your goal to be somebody like an actor, comedian, like Eddie Murphy or something like that?
Something like that, I guess. I mean, I'd love to be on a sitcom.
Did you like any black, like Eddie Murphy or anybody else?
Oh man! Oh my God! I till this day, I think Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy comedian is probably the greatest set I've ever heard.
Nice.
I mean, it's just pure genius, man.
Is that the where he wore the red?
No.
Oh, that's...
No, the one I'm talking about is with Elvis and Lemonade and
I don't know.
no, Eddie Murphy comedian. Yeah, it's funny, man. The Honeymooners. Talk about his aunt being a Bigfoot. You've never heard of it?
Nah, I don't know a lot of it. I only started watching
Genius.
since Dave Chappelle days. Yeah.
Genius. Yeah.
Do you like Chappelle?
I love Chappelle. Love Chris Rock.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, I like Kevin Hart. Love Kevin Hart. Cat Williams, Patrice O'Neal.
Oh man, Patrice
O'Neal. One of my favorite comics though is Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh shit.
Rodney Dangerfield is one of my favorite comics.
He got started late.
Yep. Like me, I got started late. Good tea, man. Thank you.
Do you want more?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, this is your phone. Let's see. I think we're about to an hour.
Yeah.
Tim, I wanted to ask you because you told me once about the difference between black rooms and white rooms. Sometimes I do my jokes and it works better on black rooms.
Your jokes?
Sometimes, yeah, certain jokes work better on white rooms. Do you find it's the same thing for you? Or?
I do.
Yeah. Why is that?
Do.
Because I still don't understand what's going on.
No, I think as a black man, I think there has to be. I think for myself, I have to figure out. I have to crack the code on my approach with some of my material when I perform in front of an all-black crowd, because the way I approach a mixed crowd or just a regular crowd as opposed to like a black crowd is, I realize, is going to be different, because my directness towards my towards my trauma is not received well
by black people.
By black people.
How about white people?
White people or a mixed crowd are fine with it.
Gotcha.
But when I talk about my mom and when I talk about my dad, jokes, they don't. I don't get back a. It's not negativity, but it isn't positive.
Why do you think that is?
Because black people don't like to talk about their trauma in front of other people, I guess.
Are there a lot of black people with trauma?
Yeah, there's a lot of black people with trauma, but I don't think they talk about it.
Oh.
Why is that? Out there, I don't know. I mean, it's just like there's this like part of the black stereotype is that black people don't go to therapy.
Oh, that's true. I've heard of it.
Yeah. So
Asian people don't either.
So you know what I'm saying? So it falls under that umbrella. That's the umbrella that it falls under.
Wait, so do you think you make people uncomfortable when you talk?
Oh, I make people very uncomfortable. I make people very uncomfortable. And it's funny because so I did this joke. I worked on a set in front of on Saturday 2 weeks ago in front of Jay Light and in front of Jay Light and Doug. And Jay Light, one of his comments that he made to me was, he said, "Tim, you know what's really good about your comedy and your approach is that the way that it's like," he said, "no one feels bad for you." You know what I'm saying? Like no one, and that's a good thing. And that's a good thing. Like when you talk about the things that happen to you as a person, and people were laughing, but he's like, no, but it's the way that you say it. People are comfortable in laughing and they don't feel bad, as opposed to like black people feel bad. Huh. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in an all black, it got to the point one night, and I've only done it I really only done it once, but But it was great to. I'm glad I recorded it because you could hear the room shift because I didn't completely bomb. But when I started talking about when I started going into, because I talked about, Monterey, white people, all that shit was fine. They were laughing at all that shit. But when I started talking about like my mom and my dad, hanging my dad and shit, the only time we ever hung out was, that type of shit. And they were just like, oh my God. People were just like, oh no, people were like literally saying that shit in the audience. And it got to the point to where, and this was in front of like a crowd of like, it was all black people ranging from the ages of like mid-20s all the way up to like early 50s. Mm-hmm. And it got to the point to where like I would say a joke and the young people were looking at the old people to see if it was okay to laugh. Mm. I mean, it was just, it was brutal. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be here all night. I'm not going nowhere. No, and I did my set. I did my, I didn't stop. Yeah. I did my set. And I finished and got a little bit of, the host came up, he was like, well, I guess this guy, he thought he was a comedian.
What the fuck?
Or some shit like that. Oh, he said, yeah, some people come up here and they think they're funny, so,
Oh, I hate when they do that.
I didn't care.
Where was this?
This was at a place called, this was at Black House. Have you ever been to Black House?
Man, you get up a lot, Tim.
It's a great spot.
Don't hang out at the same place.
It's a great spot. Okay. I mean, it's a great. Yeah. It's an awesome room. It's
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's like in North Hollywood, Black House. Yeah, Black House.
North Hollywood is pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's spelled BLAQ House.
Okay.
It's spelled like that, Black House.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's a bar restaurant.
Do you think black people in the crowd prefers it more if it's like more lighthearted, or it's just like the trauma stuff that they're not used to?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the trauma.
Okay.
Actually,
now that you say it, I don't see people talking about the trauma like black communities. Well, not
really.
Not everybody in general, but yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So I talk about what I know, man. I know trauma.
Yeah. Tim, are you usually like a sad person? This is the first time I've...
No. Am I? Yeah.
This was a very like sad interview.
No. Am I usually a sad person? No, I'm not usually a sad person. I'm pretty cool. Do
you remember when we went out to dinner with Bert Hong? And
that was great.
He uses the N-word when we're not around.
When we're not around.
Any comments on that?
No, I think that's admirable. That's wonderful. I think that's wonderful.
That's wonderful. Do you get along with everybody in the comedy scene?
I do.
Are there anybody that you don't like, except for Ian Russo?
I like Ian Russo. I do. Did you know Ian Russo? So in the projects that I grew up in, he went to the high school in my project.
Oh, no way. He grew up in the Bronx? Harlem?
No, he grew up, no, and he didn't. So in New York City, you have to, when you're done with grade school, you have to apply to high school like you apply to college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in New York. And then you get selected, and if you don't get selected, then they send you to a zone school. But the school that he went to was a school that specialized in science and mathematics.
Which one?
The school that he went to, that was in my neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
And I don't
know.
Wait,
isn't that like for geniuses?
He got in. I don't know how he got in, but he was there. That's where he went to school.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he went to Manhattan High School of Science and Mathematics. Yeah, that's where he went to school.
Wait, isn't that the school where Tom Holland went to rehearse for the Spider-Man or something? That's a pretty good school, anyways.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, for public school, it's a good school. But that's where he went.
Tim, you know how they say black don't crack?
Black don't crack, that's right.
I can't believe you're in your 50s.
I'm 53, bro.
Yeah, you look like you're in your 30s.
I do?
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
brother. I saw a lady who's 46 who's dating a 32-year-old yesterday. She was black.
Really? Well, you want to see something crazy?
What?
I can't let you film this, but I will show you this. You're gonna fucking lose your shit right now. This is a good friend of mine. This is a good friend of mine. She's older than me. What's wrong with the reception? Yeah. That's a good friend of mine. She's older than me.
What the fuck?
She's older than me.
What?
Yeah, she is. She's older than me.
Is she half black?
Yeah. She's older than me.
Oh my god.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, she's older than me.
She's a friend?
Huh?
She's a friend?
Yeah. She's really good. Yeah, I've known her for, oh my God, years.
Tim, so I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hell yeah.
If you could send a message to yourself in 2027.
Yeah.
For you in 3 years, what would you say to yourself?
What would I say to myself?
Yeah. How do you?
In 3 years?
Yeah. Where would you be in 3 years?
Where am I going to be in 3 years?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in 3 years, man. I'm gonna be a touring comic, man. I'm gonna be a household name in 3 years. 3 years, I'll be a household name in 3 years. Yeah. I'm gonna be a household name. They're gonna be, that's that nigga that stole my couch. Nigga right there. That nigga right there. That nigga right there.
Movies or just doing stand up?
I would like to do a few movies actually. Oh man, that reminds me. I think I'm starting to film. We start shooting a feature film in a couple of weeks.
Nice. I think you talked about it one time. Definitely. How's it going?
We start shooting in a couple of weeks. I'm excited.
Wait, it's your film?
No, it's not my film, but I'm in it.
You're an actor?
I am.
Oh shit.
I am. Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you in? Are you union? Non-union?
I'm in stage union.
Oh, cool.
The stage actors, yes.
Oh. Dang. All right. Thank you so much for doing this, Tim. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.